Hey guys, Mars Thinking here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so last night, or at least last night for me, because it's now at time of recording, it is actually Monday morning already, but I posted this tweet about the TEQ Piccolo. So TEQ Piccolo is kind of mid, and that's putting it nicely, especially compared to Third Form Frieza. I dropped the Rainbow Third Form Frieza video yesterday, a little bit late, but it took me so long to get his Big Bad Bosses link to level 10, and that was really the only link that I wanted to get to 10 before doing the Rainbow Showcase for him. And in that video, we get to see just how cracked he is. If you haven't seen that, obviously go check that out after this. But yeah, TEQ Piccolo definitely does not compare. So I thought I would ask you guys how you would fix him if given the chance. And I want to say, like, for ease of making this video, I'm only going through the replies on the tweet here. I did post on the channel, like the community tab, basically linking to this tweet and saying in that post, please don't reply to this post, go to the tweet and reply to that instead. And apparently a lot of you just didn't read it properly and replied to that YouTube comment anyway, but I'm not going to reward you guys for not reading the post properly, so I'm not going to be looking at any of those replies. So make sure you're following me on Twitter at @TheMaskedNingen. I like to do stuff like this every now and then, but there's already so many comments on just the tweet, I can't really go through two separate things in one thing and not have it be a stupidly long video. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and jump straight in here. We have our boy Sora straight away says by making him a Gohan unit. Now, obviously that seems like a kind of memey answer, but I guess we should bring up the Piccolo card here, you know, to refresh anyone's memory about what this guy does. But attack and defense 60%, then he gets an additional 20% at the start of each turn up to 60, and an additional 20% with each attack performed up to 60. So basically on turn 3 you'll have his first part here maxed, and then obviously on turn 3 if he has an additional at all, once you've done that third attack, that will be maxed, and that stacks up to 180. He has a high chance of randomly changing key spheres of a certain type to rainbow, recovers 6% HP per rainbow sphere, and then gives Namek Saga category alloys 3 key and attack and defense 40%. Now, I kind of agree with Sora's comment here, because one of the biggest issues with this card compared to the Third Form Frieza is that because he's a Piccolo, he doesn't share a lot of links with the Goku. Like, obviously he has Fierce Battle, Z Fighters I believe they have as well, but he's got things like Namekians, Brainiacs, Gaze of Respect, all of these kind of links that are not really that good for the Goku when you look at how good Third Form Frieza is for LR Frieza. So if they made him into a Gohan unit, they could obviously give him links like Saiyan Warrior Race and just a couple of the other links that LR Super Saiyan Goku has, which would definitely make him much better. So next up we have Bootleg PBJ, says attack and defense 120, an additional 30% at the start of each turn up to 60, and then 20 with each attack performed up to 60. Changes a random type of orbs to rainbow. Great chance to guard as the second or third attacker in the turn. So this is a thing that comes up a lot, is having the rainbow orb changing be guaranteed, which I definitely think is a good idea. And then yeah, guarding in the second or third slot is perfectly fine, because you're probably really going to be running him as a third slot floating support unit, so that makes a lot of sense. And then he just has slightly higher starting attack and defense, and then he put an extra 10% onto here, so this is fully maxed out once you get to turn 2, which obviously would make him significantly better. So then we have Bonesy, says giving him the stacking was the only real major changes I'd give him, plus an additional 40% attack and defense when being fully built up and guaranteeing rainbow orbs. So that is something that comes up a lot in this, is people changing the orb changing thing to guaranteed, which makes perfect sense. Make him stack attack and defense, gain his boosts every off turn as well as on turn, guarantee rainbow orb changing. Yeah, because his super attack effect, if we look back here, it just lowers enemies attack and defense. So lowering attack is good in some events, but he doesn't really do anything else. And I think the one thing I would say straight away is, because the Third Form Frieza, he infinitely stacks attack and then raises defense for just the one turn. I feel like they could have quite easily made this Piccolo just the opposite of that. Have him infinitely stack defense and then he raises attack for the one turn. So obviously if you do get additional supers, he's going to do a little bit of extra damage, but give him the infinite stacking defense. I think that would be really, really good. Yeah, see, Snowy says make him stack defense on super. Have him guaranteed orb changing instead of a high chance. I mean, literally just those 2 additions, I think, would make the card so much better overall. But there you go. So SA, this is from Reagan Choi, says SA raises attack and defense for 3 turns. The supreme damage does attack and defense. So yeah, raising attack and defense for 3 turns. I still think it'd be better if it was infinite, but raising attack and defense for 3 turns is still good. Obviously, if you get an additional, it still stacks within that turn, so that's pretty decent. And then here, he has a unit super attack with a Goku. So it greatly raises attack and defense for 3 turns and now does immense damage. That would be really cool, because obviously he's a Namek Saga support unit. This would give you more incentive to run him on the team alongside that Goku, even though he doesn't have the best links with him. So that's pretty good. And then, yeah, he's just buffed up his stats a little bit as well. So yeah, Mr. T says change his race to a Saiyan. This is exactly like the Sora comment, because then his links would be better. Keep his percentage for attack and defense, just make him guaranteed orb changer. Yeah, exactly. The guaranteed orb changing is something that comes up a lot. 40% damage reduction. 40% damage reduction is quite a lot, but I mean, hey, why not? Make him not Piccolo, make him support superclass units. Pretty lengthy, but here's how I would have done it. This is pretty long. We'll just quickly skim this. So, greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn. And has a medium chance to stun. That's nice. The star, this is the same, although the max is bigger. Launches an additional super when there's a character that's name includes Gohan. Just Kid Gohan, yeah. So it'd be like Gohan Kid or whatever. Medium chance to launch an additional attack, which has a high chance to become a super. Still has the rain. Oh yeah, this is guaranteed. Changes random keys viz to rainbow, yeah. And then Namek Saga allies and Namekian's allies as well. Interesting. When there is a character that includes Nail on the team, high chance to dodge if Nail is on the same turn. So huge buffs revolving around running him with Nail. That's pretty cool from Malcolm's Normal Adventure. Then we have Stone Free. Shout out to part 6 of JoJo. First add Namekians to his support. Let him fuse with Nail turn 1. Give him a guaranteed additional super when facing extreme. 100% attack defense start of turn. Guaranteed rainbow orb changing. Yeah, having him infused with Nail turn 1 would be really good, because Dokkan doesn't like to give the Piccolos different names, even when they are like the Nail fusion or the Kami fusion. But the good thing about units that transform is even if they keep the same name, they're then able to link with other units with the same name because they've transformed, so they technically count as a different card. So like Physical Piccolo is a good example of this. Once he transforms, even though his name is still Piccolo, he will then link up with other Piccolos. So this would be good because the unit is transforming immediately. His name would still be Piccolo, but he'd still be able to link up. So I think that would be good. And then, yeah, this is the example that I gave. So stacks defense infinitely, greatly raises attack for 1 turn. So he's basically the opposite of the Frieza. Slightly higher starting buff. Make his links more Goku friendly, exactly, and then orb changing guaranteed. Let's give him a seal or medium chance to stun on super, plus starts the turn with 110 to 120% attack and defense. Honestly, I think that's still kind of underwhelming compared to the Frieza, because that's where the weakness really shows in this Piccolo. Is he does have some glaring weaknesses, like everybody pointing out the orb changing should be guaranteed. But it's just the fact that he's so much worse than the 3rd form Frieza. So this addition definitely makes him better, but it still keeps him like way behind the Frieza. We've got really a lot of things, says Ultra Noah. Reduce damage by 30% when facing extreme class, Namek Saga or Wicked Bloodline enemy. So that's pretty good, mostly geared towards Frieza, but obviously you can throw in some of the other units here as well. Greatly raises defense for 1 turn on super. Foresee enemy super attacks if there is an ally with Goku, Krillin or Gohan in the name. That's pretty cool actually, I like that. Keep his kit largely the same, but give him 7 to 80% damage reduction when used with another Namek Saga unit. He and Nail become the defensive backbone of the team. I mean, 7 to 80% damage reduction is pretty insane, but I mean, that would be good, right? That would be pretty crazy. I mean, you guaranteed want to run him on the Namek Saga team if he had that, so... raises attack for 1 turn, raises defense, greatly lowers attack. So yeah, infinite defense stacking, just upping the amount of buffs that he gets over time. Guaranteed orb changing, keep healing, keep support, reduces damage by 40%, and performs an additional super against extreme class. So this is giving him like a little bit of everything, which would definitely make him good. Give the Piccolos different names based on who he's merged with. I mean, that's something that we really wish Dokkan would have done. but they've obviously made it very clear that they're not going to be doing that anytime soon, which is unfortunate, but would definitely help out this unit. Make him a Saiyan, yep, exactly. I'm assuming this is supposed to be greatly. Greatly raises defense for 1 turn, lowers attack and defense. Passive guaranteed to change orbs, yep. 20% damage reduction if Nail, Krillin, or Gohan is on the team. That would be pretty cool. Anything to give him any sort of extra defense I think would be good, because the Frieza, having infinite attack stack, like, he's made to be a bit more offensive in longer events, so I really do think they should have just made Piccolo the opposite and made him really good defensively, either with the infinite stacking or with damage reduction. So guaranteed rainbow orb changing, stack defense, yep, exactly. Raise defense for 1 turn on super, add 2 high chances to perform additionals. It's crazy that, yeah, the third form Frieza, not only is he doing all of those things with his super attack effects, but he has the built-in chance to additional as well. Whereas this Piccolo, much like the Frieza, he does build up over time the more he attacks, but he doesn't have any sort of built-in way to additional, which I think is very strange. Simple, just don't release him. Making exactly like Frieza, but as Planet Namek support. Yeah, exactly. Just make him pretty much the same, but switch the attack and defense stacking, I think would be good. Give him an easy A. That's definitely something, we already don't like it when they do that with free-to-play units. That's definitely not something we want to see with summonable units. But yeah, more defense, stacking defense, exactly. Raise his start of turn percentage, make him build up by faster by increasing the attack and defense he gets every turn to 30 instead of 20. Make the orb changing guaranteed, let him raise defense for 1 turn. Add a chance for additionals and maybe more defense. Exactly how he is, except he stacks defense infinitely and has cold judgment instead of gaze of respect. That definitely is a much better link. Maybe then make him super class 3 key 40 attack and defense, sort of to counter Garlic Jr. Yeah, because if they're not going to make him the direct opposite of Frieza, then obviously they could make his support a little bit more useful, because he's another new Piccolo and you could use him on the Namekians team, but on that team he's only going to be supporting Nail and then the AGL, like free-to-play Easy A Piccolo, if you choose to bring him. So 40% damage reduction or 80% attack and defense at the start of the turn. Make rainbow orbs guaranteed, yep. Stack attack and defense, start with higher stats, makes sense. Make him a defensive stacker with turn 1 offensive buff on super. Guaranteed, yeah, a lot of people are just saying guaranteed orb changer. Make him link with physical Piccolo. I mean, once physical Piccolo transforms, he does, at least, but give him an extra 60% to stats, make his support also give some crit chance, and make his SA effect greatly raising stats for 3 turns. That'd be kind of interesting. Make him busted when Nail is on the team. That would definitely be cool. Wouldn't really make sense lore-wise, but it would make their rotation super good. Nail is on the team, 100% attack and defense plus guaranteed guard. Yeah, that would definitely be good. Yeah, extra stats, super class, replace him entirely. Give him the stacking, another damage reduction, raise attack and defense by 50% for 6 turns on SA. That's pretty crazy. Just barber him. Change name to Piccolo Fused with Nail. I mean, this has come up a lot, but unfortunately it's not something that they're going to do. Guaranteed orb changing, yep, the same chance to get extra attacks. Slap another 100% attack and defense and that's it. Unfortunately, like we said, that's just not good enough. This is kind of like the whole in LR Gohan thing where people are like, oh, he only needs defense on his Easy A. And then when he only got defense on his Easy A, everybody then complained that his Easy A wasn't good enough. So obviously, I don't want the video to be too long, but we're seeing a lot of the same repeated themes. So the rainbow orb changing should be guaranteed. His stats need to either start off higher or raise faster, and he definitely needs a better super attack effect. Like I said, I think the best way is to have him as the opposite of the Frieza, where he infinitely stacks defense and then raises attack for 1 turn. So if you are getting multiple supers, he's doing more damage within that turn, and then obviously it just resets. But he's stacking his defense infinitely, which would then make him way better of a support unit on the teams that you can run him on. Although obviously with Namek Saga support as his passive, that's kind of the only team you're really going to want to run him on. 100% damage reduction. Change him into a Dende unit, that's interesting, because then yeah, he would be another unit. Whilst he wouldn't be as good for the Goku team as if he was, like, say, a Gohan, that would make him way more useful for Namekians. Although, of course, he would still have the Namek Saga support, so they definitely need to change that as well. Greatly raised defense for 1 turn, guaranteed orb changing and damage reduction. So yeah, stacking defense, guaranteed orb changing, those 2 things I think are the key. Because you definitely want the guaranteed rainbow orb so he can give you the heal. And then yeah, infinitely stacking defense on super. Just those 2 changes I think would make him really, really good. And then this guy, Detective F, our boy here, seems to have put a fair bit of work into this. So let's have a quick look at this one. So previous supreme damage, yeah, causes supreme damage, raises attack and defense for 1 turn. So I do think that's not quite good enough, because like I say, I want him to be the opposite of the Freezer. But yeah, a little bit of extra starting stats, builds up slightly faster to a slightly higher maximum, guaranteed rainbow orb changing, and then all allies key +2, and then Namek Saga category allies key +3, attack and defense 40%. I don't know if some of that is cut off. Should it just be all allies key +2? I think so. But it performs an additional super attack if Gohan or a super class Namek Saga unit is attacking in the same turn, and foresee enemy SA. So nobody mentioned that at all yet, because obviously Physical Piccolo and Jace have that very powerful ability. That would definitely make him way more useful. But yeah, there you go. So not gonna. I think we're getting close to the end, but I can't go through every single one of these. I do appreciate everybody who did reply, but the video is already getting on in length here. I think it's pretty clear that the main thing that people want is a little bit more defensive capability, slightly better starting stats at the beginning of the turn, and then of course to have that rainbow orb changing be guaranteed. So let me know what you guys think down below. Shout out to everybody who tweets did make it in. If you didn't, I do apologise, but let me know your further thoughts about Piccolo and how you would fix this card in the comment section down below. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.